Hello?
Good morning, sleepyhead. What are you doing today?
Oh, hey! I'm gonna make some food and head out later. You wanna come with me?
I can't today, but let me know what you do.
Okay.
So, over the last 7 or 8 months, you might have noticed I've been on my health journey and I've learned so much, adopted and changed new daily habits that are simple but have really effectively changed how my body and my mind and everything feels to be its best. And I wanted to share that with you guys today to show you how I sprinkle all those little things throughout the day, lunch, and nighttime. So I'm going to take you along with me. But before we do, if you enjoy health, wellness, skincare, beauty content like this, please subscribe because we have so much more to share. And let's go make breakfast, the most important meal of the day. Part of this video is sponsored by Quince, but more on that later. Lately, I've been intensely hooked on making my own soy milk because of this milk maker I got. You just throw in the beans, add the water up to the line, press the button, and it'll heat and blend it up into a smooth milk in about 30 minutes. So while that does its thing, lately I've been making pretty simple breakfast like warm oats, and this brand specifically has been my favorite type. It's the Asian Quakers. I didn't know that even existed until recently. Oh my god, that was way too much, but it's fine. We'll roll with it. Dash of milk and mix. The reason why I like oats is one, I just actually love the flavor and the texture of it. It's so soft, it's so warm. It's also got like a lot of different fibers and beta glucans so that it keeps me feeling full. I used to fast and the first meal used to be lunch. When I kind of started rebalancing my whole kind of routine and seeing my TCM doctor, breakfast was the first thing that she said I had to add in back into my routine because it just wasn't helping my hormones balance, and it was probably starving my body of nutrients that I actually really needed in the morning. And I realized after I started eating again, like, you know, things like brain fog and taking so long to ramp up in the morning actually completely went away. So the best time to eat breakfast is actually between 7 to 9 a.m. because according to our body clock, this naturally is the peak period for digestive energy and nutrient absorption. So anything that we put in at this time will build energy and support our metabolism and our hormones for the entire day. It's ready! Nothing better than fresh soy milk. Soybeans, they're basically all protein, and our hair is also protein. So this is good for your hair, your body, glowing skin, everything, all in a cup. So I love it. And in the morning, I love just having quiet moments. And I just think that's super important for me to kind of start my day because it gets me off in a better mindset than just like a scrambled mind. And I actually take that time to think about all the things that I need to do and kind of check in with myself and how I'm feeling. So I think just like kind of carving that time out, 5 minutes is more than enough, is so important. Just got ready. And let me show you the herbs that I drink 3 times a day. These little packets are actually pre-boiled herbs, and this is specifically for my body constitution. So like if you ever go to a TCM doctor, they will have to prescribe you a completely separate, different type of herb. I just have to drink it after breakfast, after lunch, and after dinner, hot. And depending on where you go, sometimes they just give you like a bag of dried ingredients that you have to then cook and steep yourself. So Grace actually got that, which is quite common. But this one that I go to, they already pre-make the formula for me, which makes it super convenient because all I have to do is heat it. And within Chinese medicine, these herbs are actually one technique of healing. So the other ones are like acupuncture, cupping, moxa, herbal medicine, and massage. So all of these are used together to really heal our bodies inside and out to kind of get that balance again. It takes 3 solid months to get yourself in like
a better state. At the beginning, it was the most bitter thing that I've ever tasted, but after you start drinking 2 to 3 packs a day, it just becomes normal. Like, it's actually something that I've acclimated to. So I have acupuncture, so I go once a week. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me today to go there. But before we go out, I wanna share with you our sponsor for today, Quince. If you love soft, high quality materials without the steep price tag, me too, especially my cashmere. Quince sources 100% Mongolian cashmere that I can mix, match, and layer throughout the seasons, and I love the light and airy feel while staying warm. And my favorite is what I'm wearing today. This periwinkle blue cashmere cardigan I'm obsessed with. I love different pops of color with neutrals. And trust me when I say, usually other brands will charge a fortune for very similar styles and materials because I bought a lot. And because each of these pieces are such classic essentials for every wardrobe, there's a million different ways I like to style them. They have so many different styles and colors to pick from, so there's definitely something to match your taste. So scan this little QR code and you can get free shipping if you use our little promo. Thank you, Quince, for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now, let's get about our day. Lunchtime! So actually, I try to eat before acupuncture. You kind of want to eat 1 to 2 hours before. I have to say, I wasn't someone who cared to have a good mix of nutrients each meal because I used to just eat whatever I felt like, which wasn't always the best for me or my body. And I used to think salads were healthy, fats were bad, and I would eat at random times and only when I was hungry. And looking back, I really kind of tortured my body in a silent way, which is partly some of the things I'm trying to fix and undo and heal now with these better habits. So if there's one thing I can say I wish I took more seriously was to eat at like the right or appropriate times for my body, especially for breakfast and lunch. So for lunch, the best time is between 11 and 1 p.m. because it actually takes the stomach a lot more energy to process and break down cold foods rather than already warm. Also, little tip, whenever I go out to eat, I'll ask for hot or warm water rather than just having the cold table water that they give you. But this place actually had a miso broth with tofu and rice, so that was actually already super hydrating. Okay, so we're going to my acupuncture clinic. We're here. This is the clinic that I go to. We're on 55th Street. It's called Phoenixcare. The reason why I like this one is because it's like more modern and it's very clean and it's soothing and it's totally a vibe. And this is one of the 2 locations that I get it. I love coming in because it's always very warm. And I am a very cold person. Inside or outside, who knows? Ha! Let me get changed. See you in a bit. Okay, so after I get changed, the doctor normally comes in and asks how my habits have been. And he was specifically asking me if I've been eating too late or not. And then they'll check your vital signs. So you really can't lie because your body tells the truth and they're looking at your body. So it's almost like they're seeing straight into you. And this was very true because I went to Vegas a couple of weeks ago and gorged on food, ate really late. My whole timing and routine was out and it threw everything off. So what he's saying, 100% true. They'll do a mix of looking at your tongue and feeling your pulse and sometimes pressing on certain acupoints like he is here to see if there's any specific aches or pains where there shouldn't be. So after having a look, he decided today we'd focus on releasing some of that internal fire in my stomach, which caused some bloating and a little bit of constipation, and then also continuing to address some of my PCOS symptoms and targeting the uterus points for my menstrual cycle. Today, he actually hooked it up to an electrical device which combines traditional acupuncture with gentle electrical stimulation. And what this does is enhance the healing and effectiveness of the treatment. It's not always used, but it can help to boost endorphin release, secretion of different hormones, it helps to reduce chronic pains and release any muscle tension. And it feels like a slight vibration, but it's actually pretty mild and you don't feel it after a while. One thing I have realized is the craziest thing about acupuncture and Chinese medicine is that you might think you look and feel great, and on the outside, you might actually look good. But on the inside, which is what they see, it might be a completely different situation, and your body might be screaming for help. And we just didn't know how to read the signs. And so it's this really kind of beautiful journey to learn through your TCM doctor, your own body and habits, and how to read your own signs and what to do on a daily basis, because it's different for everyone. So it's definitely a very soft and integrated approach to life, which I love.
Hey guys, so it's been a while since I got back from acupuncture. It is 7:02, and actually now is the best time to have dinner. So between like 5 and 7 is actually the ideal time that we should eat. It relates to one of the things that I was talking about with the TCM doctor today. He was saying like I have a little bit of inflammation in my kind of like upper stomach. It can happen because you eat too late into the night, too close to the time that you sleep. And that can cause a lot of like heat and inflammation in the stomach, which causes kind of like gut issues, but also skin, breath, everything like that. So that's something he kind of called out to me to make sure I make a note of, not to eat too late into the night. Our little acupuncture session today, not gonna lie, was one of the more intense ones I've had. Like I normally don't get those little electrodes kind of stimulant attached to the needles, and it's not painful, but there is kind of like this vibration sensation, and it just kind of amplifies the effects of the needle and how it interacts with our body and our muscles and our system. I fell asleep. I woke up to my own snoring and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I think like an hour or something had passed. That's why I like to schedule my acupuncture at the end of the week, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because sometimes it can take up to 2 hours. If I do moxa on top of that, it takes a little bit more time because we also do the front and then I flip over and I do my back. So it really kind of depends on the week and what they see in my body, but it's definitely something that I feel like has helped keep me on track, because you know how like a lot of the times you don't really know what's going on, and it's really helpful to kind of just have someone tell you like this is the area that you should focus on and here's what you can do in your daily routine. I'm actually making a little tea, so let me show you. So I made another pot of jujube, pear, and longyan tea. I like having this available at all times, so I always kind of have a pot of this on just for me and Thomas to have, especially at night, as kind of a nice little subtly sweet tea that's also soothing and nourishing for our body. So that's going on. So we're just preparing dinner a little later than usual, but as long as we leave more than around 3 hours before we sleep. Let me show you. We made soup the other day, and this is the soup I'm going to teach you guys how to make. One of my favorites, lo sung tong. It's like a tomato base, and it's kind of related to borscht soup, but it's like the Hong Kong style. So it's got tomato, carrot, potato, onion,
celery.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Truly my favorite.
This is one of my favorites too.
It's honestly like a whole meal in itself.
Yeah, it's very nutritious. You can do chicken, you can do pork. It's like one of the pinnacles of Asian Western fusion cuisine.
That's true, it is very fusion. As we said, borscht soup is like what, Russian?
Yeah, Russian, Ukrainian. So basically the story is that when the Russians or Ukrainians, I forget, immigrated to China, they obviously didn't have the same ingredients that they had to work with to make borscht, so they used local ingredients and created what we have now. Because normally it's like full of beets and stuff. It's completely different.
My tea is ready. You also have to hydrate yourself a lot if you do moxa or acupuncture. Stay hydrated, friends. Stay hydrated. I also used to be chronically dehydrated. So making a nice, nourishing, soothing tea has also been something that helps me stay hydrated.
So thirst quenching.
And then we're just making leftovers from the other night. These noodles, gravy sauce to put on top. Thomas and I have been making a real effort to make a soup for the week, which is why you'll see we already have 2 soup recipe videos and we're making another one next week. There's so many benefits packed into bone broth and it's truly healing. If you have gut issues, indigestion, any kind of stomach related problem, bone broth is one of the best things to heal it from within. Every probably other night, I do a foot soak. Thomas helps me fill my little foot bath, and you just soak it for about 15 to 20 minutes every night, and this will get the circulation going. Also, one of the other first things that my TCM doctor told me to do, especially to warm up my midsection, my uterus, stomach, spleen, everything in this kind of stomach region, because coldness travels through the feet in Chinese. And so if you're walking around barefoot at home, which is what I used to do, that cold can kind of travel up the legs and into the uterus area. While I do that, I either watch TV or I like to knit. And I will say, doing a foot bath is completely different to just taking a shower, because I actually asked my TCM doctor, like, isn't it the same at the beginning? And she's like, no, because, steeping your entire foot, ankles, and leg into hot water submerges it and opens those energy channels and acupoints that are all over the feet, which are actually really important for the rest of your body. It's actually insane because once you put your foot in for a couple of minutes, I feel my entire body start to sweat. Like, that's how effective it is. I'm about to go to sleep, but my hair is still a little bit damp from the shower. And one of the things that's been burned into my brain is that I can never go to sleep with wet hair. I think it's just something that I grew up with. The roots are still wet. If I go to sleep and my roots are still wet, I'll get really itchy scalp. It'll be very irritated, but it's also the way that you can get sick easily, like get a cold, because air enters through the head. But anyway, I've been loving using this like barrel brush. It's kind of like a hair dryer and straightener blowout situation all at once. It's from T3. It just kind of makes my hair nice and smooth and shiny and dry for the next day. What I look forward to most every day, getting back into bed. It is just after 11. I try to sleep earlier, like I try to be in bed around this time every day, but with everything that we did, it's just kind of like a continuous journey. I'm just trying to be a little bit better than I was yesterday, and I guess that is the goal. So I hope you guys enjoyed spending the entire day with me. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys really soon. Good night. Thanks.